Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to create or how to set up your email address in Outlook 2007. Once you've got 2007 open, you can click on Tools and then Account Settings, and then it'll open up the Account Settings page where you can then click on New. And once you've clicked on New, it'll open up the first steps to start adding your email address into Outlook. You'll be first be asked to enter in your name, email address, and the password. And we're just going to skip that and click on Manually Configure Server Settings or Additional Server Types at the bottom. You see the moment that you tick it, the other options are grayed out. Now you just click Next, then you'll select Internet Email, which is the first option, and click Next. Then you'll be requested for all your information. Now under user information, you'll just type in your name and the email address. And then the next section is the server information section, where the first one is account type. Now there's three types here: POP3, IMAP, or HTTP. Now you'll only be able to select POP3 or IMAP. Now POP3, how that works is it downloads a copy of the email onto your computer so that you can go view it at a later stage when you're not online. Whereas IMAP, it only allows you to read the email when you are connected to the internet, as it connects to the server and shows you what is there. Now that being said, the IMAP connection does not free up the space on the server for any new emails to come in. So the moment that your mailbox is full, you're either going to need to increase the mailbox quota, or you're going to need to upgrade the hosting package entirely to increase the space so that more emails come in. Alternatively, you can always log into your email account and delete emails as your email address becomes full. Now the POP3 account, that does free up the space as it downloads and removes the email from the server, and in Outlook there is an additional option to leave the emails on the server for X amount of days. Basically what that means is after a set amount of days, it removes the email from the server, freeing up that space. So I'm going to select POP3 here, and then we're going to move on to the incoming mail server setting. Now this will always be mail dot and then your domain address, and then your outgoing mail server. Now here you have two options. You can either set it as mail dot and then your domain, the same as your incoming mail server, or you can set it up as your internet service provider setting. Setting it up as your internet service provider setting allows you to be able to send mail regardless of anything that does happen. As long as you're connected to the internet, you should be able to send out your emails. But in this instance, I'm just going to be setting my outgoing mail server to be the same as my incoming mail server. So I'm just going to type that in here again. And then we can move on to the login information section. Your username is always your full email address. And then the password is whatever password you set when you created the email address in the cPanel. Now the next two options, remember password and require logon using secure password authentication, you can leave those options as they are with remember password enabled and require logon using secure password authentication not enabled. Once you've done that, you can click on more settings, then click on the outgoing server tab. Now this option here where it says my outgoing server SMTP requires authentication, that you enable only if you set your incoming and outgoing mail servers to be exactly the same. Now the reason for this is because you need to authenticate on our servers whether you're receiving or sending out mail. Once you've ticked that, you can move on to the advanced section where you've got incoming server POP3 110, outgoing server SMTP25. Note that neither of the servers have SSL or TLS enabled. This is very important because our servers do not support SSL. Now moving on, we've got the server timeouts, which it's always best to set your server timeouts to the maximum amount of time so that if you do receive a large email, the server does have, or at least your computer does have enough time to download that email onto your computer. Now, a little bit at the bottom of the advanced tab page is now where you'll see the delivery section, the delivery options, which I mentioned earlier, allows you to leave a copy of the emails on the server for X amount of days. So the first checkbox will just leave a copy of the messages on the server. It won't remove them. The second checkbox will remove the emails from the server after a set amount of days. Now, normally the best would be to set this as 7 or 14 days, but it is your choice. And then the third option is to remove from server when deleted from the deleted items. Now, that's very self-explanatory. If you delete anything from your inbox and then again from the deleted items in your Outlook, it'll then remove it automatically from the server. And once you've selected the options that you would like, you can just click OK, Next, and then Finish. And once you've done that, you can close the email account settings, the account settings window, and then you can click on Send and Receive, which will then start downloading your emails into your inbox.